All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. You already know what to do. All I ask is for you to hit that subscribe button, like the video. Also, shout out to the Asian Conjurer. I'm gonna post the original link to the video in the description if you're not too lazy to look at it yourself. But yeah, we went from being Me Too to being blackmailed, manipulation tactic. And we all know most guys will deal with being manipulated by women, right? So understand something. If you don't give them this, and that, they're going to manipulate you. They're going to blackmail you. If you don't buy me this car, I'm going to say you raped me. And this is a similar case in China. And it was basically a gold digger. So let's tune in and see what happened.
Not long ago, I posted a video about the Shaanxi Datong engagement rape case, saying that if a fair and just verdict isn't reached, we'll likely see more women using similar tactics to legally extort their boyfriends or fiancés, and sure enough, just days after I said that, a very similar case has surfaced in Hangzhou. Here's the gist of it. This man had been dating his girlfriend for 5 years. They were already engaged.
5 years? It took you 5 years to date somebody and get engaged? That's a long time. The cutoff limit, I'll say within a year and a half. You should already know by then if you're going to marry that person or not. Move in with them and do all that nice, wonderful stuff with the white picket fence, the children and all that.
And he had given her a bride price of 380,000 yuan. The wedding was just around the corner. Then the woman demanded that he add her name to the 1.8 million yuan apartment he had bought in Wuxi. He refused. The very next day, she reported him for rape.
Gentlemen, if you're broke, be proud to be broke. That way you don't have to deal with half of the shit these guys that actually have assets to deal with. I'm not saying be broke on purpose. I'm just saying at the time, just take a look around you and look at the guys that do have something to offer. A lot of times they're going to end up losing it over being manipulated, blackmailed.
Sound familiar? It's almost identical to the case in Datong, Shaanxi. The only difference is that in this Hangzhou case, the man is currently out on bail but cannot leave the city. Meanwhile, the man in the Shaanxi case has already been in prison for 2 years. Like I said before, cases like this are only going to become more common. Why? Because these incidents are sending the wrong message, that some women with bad intentions can use legal tools as weapons. If a man doesn't meet certain material conditions, they can just accuse him of rape and face zero legal consequences themselves. This not only opens the door for exploitation, but also encourages a culture where manipulative, materialistic women feel empowered to scam men. Right now, the cost for women to make false accusations is practically zero. Unfortunately, society.
This is why guys are participating more in pay for play. I shouldn't have to explain what that is. But the girls that you're doing that with are not going to report you for rape or try to baby trap you unless you're some kind of celebrity or millionaire. You're not going to be blackmailed or manipulated by pay for play girls, 304s, unless you're stupid. But yeah,
It is enabling far too many women who want to profit without putting in any real effort.
A man in his late 30s showed up at a matchmaking corner in a public park with this set of conditions. He earns 3,000 yuan a month.
that's poverty. 3,000 yuan. Translate that into American dollars. That's not even 1,000. God damn, that's poverty. You got to be living with your mama. I'm not even talking shit about this dude, but damn. It's like you're down bad if you're making 3,000 a month in America.
Has no house, no car, no debt. But he wants a woman who earns 8,000 yuan a month, owns a house and a car, and can bring 200,000.
Did I hear that right? He wants that? From a one? Oh, man. Let's talk, y'all. Let's talk. My ears are burning. I think I speak the same English language as the narrator of this video, but damn, somebody with nothing wants it all from somebody else.
Yuan in bride price to the marriage. As for having children, that's entirely up to the woman. Even the child's surname could follow the mother.
Okay, another thing. To all of you who are wondering why creepy old men want women that look like this, young, fertile, still, because they're going to be slender for most of their life. Most of these type of women are not going to gain a whole bunch of weight, unlike women in the West. Let's say you're a guy, you're 50, 60 years old. Most women that are 50, 60 years old don't look that good. A lot of times they're walking like this, roly-poly. They just don't want to be seen with. It's embarrassing. Continue.
Once his video hit the internet, it sparked a wave of mockery from women. He was labeled a soft rice man, someone who lives off a woman, and called shame.
Soft rice man? Oh man, I heard it all now. All these terms. So he's not looking for a wife. He's looking for a mother. And I talked about this in another video. I can't remember which one it was because I'm making too many videos now. But yeah, guys like that, that's a man child. Any man that's looking for a woman to take care of him financially, that's a problem.
Shameless. But here's the double standard. If a woman said the same things, people would just call her realistic. When a man says it, suddenly it's outrageous.
Well, here's the thing. No real man should expect that from a woman, though. That's where I have to disagree right there. So everybody's going to label him a misogynist and everything else. But I tell you what, though. If this guy met certain physical traits that most women want that are popular with women, they'll take him in. But then you might as well take somebody off the street or somebody that just got out of jail if you're going to stoop that low.
More and more men are starting to wake up to this. They're collectively choosing to walk away from marriage. They're realizing, why take on debt to get married and have kids only to be locked into the chains of marriage? Isn't the freedom of being single so much better? And that's how the simp economy collapsed. Perfumes, lipsticks, handbags, all those gifts men used to buy women are now collecting dust. One luxury handbag brand even shut down 6 of its flagship stores in China last year. In November 2024, online cosmetics sales dropped 26.4% year-on-year, down to $43.4 billion even. Cinemas are suffering. Dinner, tea, movies, the classic date routine is fading away.
Because it's so expensive. Let me give you a good example. Over the weekend, I went out with my family to a nice barbecue spot in the East Bay. Just for a 2-meat combo, they wanted like $40. Just for one, I'm like, damn, just for a plate of food. That's wild to me. $50 for a plate of food. But at the same time, if you go to Costco or a regular grocery store, $100 worth of food is not even a lot. That's probably only like 5 or 6 items in your grocery cart. So it's all adding up the same way.
Men have traditionally been the main contributors to box office revenue, but now that they've stopped paying, can the industry really thrive? Meanwhile, male-oriented spending is booming. Fishing, cycling, gaming, these industries are thriving like never before. In 2024, the gaming industry in China surpassed 300 billion yuan in total value, marking 5 consecutive years of growth, the new niche of game. Companion services is also flourishing, with average monthly salaries in the field exceeding 10,000 yuan. That same year, over 27,000 new outdoor sports vendors emerged, a 51% increase. Before, weekends meant men were racking their brains for ways to please women. Now, after their so-called awakening, they've chosen to please themselves instead. Don't feel like going out? Just find someone to play games with, escape into the digital world. Want to step outside? Head to the lake, go fishing.
I'm going to say this. Outdoor activity is the key. Hobbies. I'm a hobbyist. Well, it's more like a lifestyle, but I'm a car enthusiast. That's more of a lifestyle, not a hobby. You could throw that into the bucket of your hobbies, but what else? What else do you like to do on your free time? I'm a part-time gamer. I'm not like I was when I was in high school. That was a long time ago. That was over 2 decades ago. I can never be like that again. Because I do work a regular job. I'm just not a Monday through Friday person. I'm in healthcare. So it's completely different than you tech bros, in which I scare the living shit out of a lot of you guys just by what I see in the hospital. I work in intensive care. So what I see at my work is going to be completely different than what you see around your free latte sipping friends. I mean, that's the only thing that makes me jealous of tech workers. You guys have a kitchen downstairs and you could just go many times as you want throughout the shift to get lattes and work out, free lunch and all that. Other than that, I wouldn't want to be in that environment. The people just give off the weirdest fucking vibes. Soy boy culture. I can't attain to that. I'm sorry.
Find some inner peace, hike a mountain, see the sea, embrace nature.
And see, when you do these things, you have no room for depression. A lot of y'all depressed because y'all stay in the house not doing anything productive. And that happens a lot with the people that work in tech. But then I'm halfway wrong though, because see, when I go to the car meets and everything, half of those people work in the tech industries. And you wouldn't even know that just by looking at them because they dress completely different when they come to the car meetups and the car shows. So it's pretty interesting once you are into the car enthusiast culture. Those are some of the coolest people you're gonna meet.
As long as you stay single, you have time and money to truly enjoy life. So why are men increasingly unwilling to get married? Because the media has overglorified women, to the point of backfiring. The media tells women, if a man loves you, he must spend money on you, he must cover all your expenses, he must give you diamond rings and roses. Over time, women came to expect gifts year-round, not just on Valentine's or birthdays. But practically every day except Qingming Festival, social media is full of screenshots of guys transferring 520 yuan or 1,314 yuan, homophones for I love you forever, luxury lipsticks, and designer bags. The big...
Yeah, and what does he get in return for that? Because you have a lot of guys that are splurging money on these women and they're not getting nothing in return. Mind you, social media is also influencing women to sell vagina. I mean, that's the oldest profession in history. They were either going to sell their souls for money or in exchange for goods, which might be a luxury handbag or something. It's all the same thing. It's all prostitution, and most women are doing it now. So the oldest profession is the most common profession. And that's what I meant by pay for play. It's all pay for play. Or at least that's where it's leading to.
The transfer, the deeper the love, the pricier the gift, the more genuine the feelings. When the economy was better, men were willing to go along with it. But now, Chinese men are waking up. They're tired of being the only ones giving. They're becoming more rational, more practical. In 2024, China's Ministry of Civil Affairs reported only 1 million marriage registrations, the lowest in 40 years.
Whoa.
And contrary to popular belief, it's not because women have woken up and refused to marry. It's because more and more men are choosing not to marry.
Had to take a break, sorry.
Even more so than women. In first and second tier cities, older single women, often called leftover women, are more eager to marry than their male counterparts, but also find it harder to find a match on dating platforms like Tonight.com. Women make up 80% of the user base. At matchmaking corners, it's mostly women showing up. In fact, Chengdu's People's Park even put up a sign saying, no more space for female participants. Clearly, single men are now the hot commodity.
Alright, let me break y'all off with something. Successful men don't have to go to those events. They pretty much have their own community of women that they could go to. But see, the downfall is a lot of these successful guys, they're sharing the same women with other successful guys. That's the only downfall about that. So regular, ordinary people that struggle day by day, live paycheck to paycheck, they have to attend these events, hoping to find somebody that they could struggle with.
But some older single women are still clinging to fantasies of a wealthy CEO falling madly in love with them and believing that, since there are more men than women, they'll have no trouble getting married. They demand the full package: house, car, high bride price, not one less. But the longer they wait, the fewer choices they have. And now we're seeing them flood the internet with complaints. Some say the moment they mention being 35 on a date, the guy turns around and leaves.
Wow. Funny, not funny. That's kind of harsh. But then again, you already know what's up with that.
Others say they've finally accepted reality and are ready to settle for an ordinary man just to get by. Data shows the number of Chinese men choosing to remain single for life is 24 times higher than that of women.
Oh, she cute. Tell me that ain't filters.
I honestly think Shanghai men are the top choice for women across the country when it comes to marriage. Let me share a few things I've noticed about the Shanghai guys around me, and you tell me if you see a pattern here. First, just take a stroll through the local wet markets. You'll see that the men helping their wives carry groceries, most of them are Shanghai men. And those patiently waiting in line at shop entrances, again, the majority are Shanghai men, regardless of age. They're genuinely willing to share the load when it comes to housework. Second, Shanghai is such a women-respecting city. Many Shanghai men are totally okay with their wives not working, as long as they're taking care of the kids and managing the household.
But see, the problem with that is most women don't want to do that. Most women don't want to be as stay-at-home wives. They want to go out in the world and make their own money just like the man does. And in these modern times, it has to be like that because everything is so expensive. If the average person can't afford to handle a one-bedroom unit on their own, how the hell are they going to have a stay-at-home wife? A wife costs money. Children cost money. Everything costs money. So there's really no getting by. There's really no cheap way to do it. And another thing I don't understand, with all these miniature homes being built, is that really the future? So everybody's just going to live in these miniature homes. Nobody's going to expand their family or their bloodlines. They're just going to... It's like everything is leaning towards more of a selfish culture now. I guess this is mainly in America, because this is where all the tiny homes are being talked about. I'm like, whew, yeah.
That's enough. Third, a lot of local Shanghai men are financially well off. Some even own multiple properties. If you marry one of these wealthy Shanghai guys, it's possible to have your name added to the property ownership.
That's what you don't do. At least here in America, you're not stupid enough to do that. Like I said, once again, I guess she looked like wifey material. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, these guys that are well off, they don't want to marry these women. That's the problem. They'll do pay for play or go on bring them on vacation with them or something. But far as being serious with them and moving them in and everything, nah. If anything, they'll probably be somebody that they'll pay rent for them, rent out an apartment and have them live on their own, and they could just come by and spend the night with the girl, whatever they want to. But other than far as being serious, small chance.
Now, when you first start dating a Shanghai man, you might not feel that instant spark. But give it some time, and you'll realize just how reliable a man with a house, a car, and a solid income can be.
The reason divorce rates are so high these days is because the cost of divorce for women is just too low. Imagine if women had to buy a house and a car before getting married, and on top of that, pay the groom a dowry of hundreds of thousands of yuan. Then after marriage, they were also expected to be the primary breadwinners, supporting the household financially. Do you still think the divorce rate would be this high? The truth is, the cost of getting married is too low for women. And when they do get divorced, they can often walk away with a chunk of the man's assets.
And a lot of times, they'll file for divorce without the man even expecting it. It'll just be out of nowhere. She might leave the house one day and not come back, and then the next week the sheriff's at your door serving you the divorce. I don't know.
That's why so many women today bring up divorce at the drop of a hat.
Anyways, it's Kyle Vale. Hope you enjoyed this video. And of course, I'm going to be back with some hot topics, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.